You probably look at this hand and be like, what the fuck is this idiot doing, right? Why is he playing shifter and branded? It doesn't like branded hate shifter so much. And this is true. We do hate shifter when our opponent does it. Alright? Because being shifter means your opponent's deck is good into shifter, right? But isn't this the case? This meta, there's no good shifter decks. I mean, shifter is already at one, but that's beside the point. Uh, what are the good decks into shifter? Ritual Beast and what? Kashtira? Nobody plays Kashtira. Ritual Beast is fair. Ritual Beast is like the only deck good into shifter. Tempai is kind of Mickey into with shifter. Like, most lists don't even play it. Like it's really hard to lethal if you shifter, especially if you have like something else like Imperm Ash or like Super Poly, and you don't get the start. Here, what I do is I get Maxid this game, and I'm gonna show you how shifter saves me. Now, what is my play? Because I cannot really go access brand fear early. I could. What's the normal play here is to go Quem, send Shrouded send Albaz, and then Shrouded and Quem goes into Verte. That's a normal play, right? But instead of doing that, which that play gives them like 3 draws into Max E2. Instead of doing that, now instead of Quem doing nothing, what I do is I change Shifter to Quem, and Shifter basically almost guarantees that I survive. And Quem now can search follow up because she can send Mercurial, and Mercurial can search something like Kit or like Cartesia or something, right? But he ashes, so now looking at this, he has Maxi Ash, and I don't think I could have played through that ever. So what I do now is I just intern, set Super Poly intern, and he's like a deck that's spot into shifter, ritual, gimmick puppet, which cannot do anything under shifter. He goes for like an Xyz play and like some useless cards, right? He wants to destroy, maybe end on a trap. I just change Super Poly here and like end his career because everything gets punished. I also punish my own tragedy because of shifter now, which gives me follow up now. Give me like a looper. I can search a looper now just because it was punished. If he has stuns, I don't really care. I could just like I always had like follow up because I could always normal summon and go Verte. But this is just like an extra thing. I normal summon a looper and he scoops. Let me show you some example games, some example combos. Let me show you how Branded can lethal through shifter, like shiftering yourself, because you need to keep in mind that if you shifter, this is a going second tech. So if you shifter your opponent turn 1, they're gonna pass to you, and now it's different. You don't just make Furious and shit like and go for that play where you go Furious and Retribution. Now instead you just go Merge because Merge is usable on the third turn. You don't really need to OTK. You're gonna shifter them. They're gonna lose some advantage because their cast gets punished, and then if they end on an open board, you can lethal very easily with so many hands, and I will show that. And if you don't, and if they don't, they end on like SP pass, which is more real for most decks. They end on SP pass or like Fuch pass. You can end on like a crazy board through shifter just because by the time turn 3 comes, you shifter effect will be gone. So you can play the game normally. You can go Merge, you can go Cartesia. Let's go watch those games. Shout out Nezo the goat because he actually gave me the idea. He said decks are hurt by this card more than you are hurt by it. So why not try it out? Why not play it? And it's actually W logic right there. Going second, most of the games you're probably gonna lose against combo decks, but with shifter it's possible to win. Like it's not guaranteed, of course, but it's possible. It's more than possible, actually more than possible. Here, this is an actual game where I played against him, and I nipped shifter him. And there's a line here that I like after submitting the game I saw an insane line. This line is gonna change your life forever. And it's really hard to see, but in this game he had in his hand Nibiru and Ash, and I could lethal through with those in hand. But how do I do it? Because assuming that he saves us for a run fusion, he doesn't just Ash something random, which is not ashing like Mercurial because I'm going for Mercurial is like fair. So what I go here is I go Gold Sark and I'm aiming to go Brand Fusion here, right? But when I punish Tragedy, I feel the delay of Ash in his hand. It could be Diddy Crow, but it cannot be something like Valar because you cannot use Valar under Shifter, which is another bonus of having Shifter. Valar or the old roll too. So instead I change my play. I do not go for the Lubar of Brand Fusion, even though that's easy lethal as I said. Here I send Mercurial instead. And this hand is lethal, even though I already normal summoned. But how is it lethal? Do you guys know? Can you guys tell the line? We have Shifter Engrave, we have Brandon White, Albaz, Lubellian, and like some useless card. How do we lethal with this? And they have a body in defense. This is how we lethal. We go Brandon White, and what do we make? We make Lubellian. This is like fair obvious. Now what do we summon with Lubellian? We have Beast Punish, so I could summon like a lot of cards, right? I could summon Randbrom, I could summon Merjade if I want. I could summon, yeah, that's pretty much it. I could summon Titan Cloud. Instead, I summon Albion. Ayo. This line only works if you have any dragon in hand. Doesn't matter which dragon. And now Lubellian goes into Albion, which is crazy. And then we fuse Lubellian and any dragon in hand into this boy. The boy himself. Also, I'm making a video about this boy. This boy is actually crazy. And this is lethal. Exact lethal. Exact 8,000. Let me show you more. I'll show you what to do if you cannot lethal, and let me show you how to lethal through an empty board. In this example, we shifted and our opponent ended his turn, which could happen against some decks. But can we lethal through an empty board? The biggest problem you're gonna face when trying to lethal under shifter is that Lubellian cannot attack. That's the biggest problem. So how do we fix that? Basically, there's no one card. You can't just go Alubar and lethal with that. You need one more random garbages in your hand. In this example, our random garbage is any light monster. Could be Lubellian, Cartesia, Quem, what do you call it? Gold Sark can get you that because you can punish even Foolish, you can punish Tragedy, and then Tragedy grabs Quem. And what we do, the reason why we need that is because we're going for Lubellian. And from Lubellian, we're going into Albion with the light we discard. In this example, it's Driver. We search Albaz because we sent Mercurial, right? And now we make Albion. From there, we can fuse with Albion and we can fuse Lubellian and Albaz into Titan Cloud. And this is exactly so. This is exact game, exact 8,000. Now, for what do we do if your opponent like ended on SP pass, or like if your opponent there's no way to lethal your opponent? What do you do? Let's go check it out. In this example, our opponent said, "So what if my shit gets punished? I'm still gonna end on SP pass, so I do not die." And this is fair. This is real. This happens a lot. If you shifter your opponent, and what we decided to go instead of trying to lethal here, I decided to build the best board I can, and this board is gonna be basically a normal brand board. Even though we're under shifter. So I usually start deployment to Cartesia, but here I just go Alubar to kill SP because I don't think he would chain it. This is me, by the way, the opponent is me, but I'm just saying like in a real game. They also didn't set Imperm, so you cannot really so there's no point really because Vader cannot be used under shifter. We add Brand Fusion, go battle, kill it. Now we summon Cartesia. We usually don't do this under shifter, but since shifter is gonna be gone, the effect of shifter gonna be gone next turn, why not, you know? You get a lot more. You just go Lubellian, we usually go Furious here, but also since shifter is gone, let's just go Merge. Who the fuck cares? Search Kit, this is a really standard, get Retribution. We're still... And we summon Kit, and now we get Retribution here. Set Retribution. The problem here, this plays into Nib, so you could just cut this instead and just go like something like Albaz to fuse with Cartesia. It could be better to play on Nib. Because if you get nibbed here, it hurts a lot. Your merger cannot be used. So yeah, I recommend not doing this. I recommend just going Albaz, because this is honestly not that much. Just Retribution, who the fuck cares, right? But let's see what we end on. This is conditional here, not many but so many cards trigger Graganule. So he went Oak because he punished like his Ash and shit. So like he played around shifter by like having guaranteed follow up, right? He searched Oak. I let him here, and then I just go Cartesia because it's gonna dodge. And what does this get us? This gets us like a million thing. This use effect and also dodge. I get Quem, and Quem now gets me Albaz Grave. And also, since I could send whatever with Granganiol, I send Saronir, and Saronir can send Sword, and Sword can get me Mercurial. So what did we end on? Let's see. We ended on Mercurial, Requiem, Alba's Engrave, Retribution, if you choose to play into Nib, Mirror Jade, which can send Rend Brom. So we ended on a crazy board under Shifter. That's what you should be. This is a more realistic game where you should be like looking at what to do. You should make Mirror Jade, have a board, and like don't worry about lethal that much. Now we basically just flipped the table, and now we basically went first, and our opponent went second. That's how you look at it. That's all. That's all I wanted to show. It's a crazy tech, I agree, but try it out. You might find it fun or good.